If you are a jiu-jitsu addict, you're probably fully aware of the death and destruction that the martial art causes to your muscles and your joints. So, you're probably aware as well, because you're not daft, that if you lift weights properly off the mats in order to counteract those demands, you're probably going to feel a hell of a lot better. The problem is getting the weightlifting in consistently every week. What if I was to tell you that you can develop the strength of your muscles and joints with only 5 sets per week? Right? And you're probably thinking, what the hell does 5 sets look like? Well, 5 sets is probably about 16 or 17 minutes of work. So if you said to me, I've got 30 to 45 minutes twice per week, I'm going to talk you through 2 full body sessions, right? But for those that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper and Special Forces Support Group operator. Over the past 12 years, I've trained thousands of elite soldiers in helping them delete injuries and build physical body armour for operations in the harshest conditions in the world. Now I've left the army 2 years ago, and now I do this exact thing with grapplers, in helping them delete injuries and build physical body armour to keep them on the mats. I do that with my 5-phase system called the Longevity Program. Right, I'm a grappler myself. I fucking absolutely love the martial art, and my goal with this channel and my goal with everything that I'm doing is to keep more people on the mats, because the last thing I want, I'm fucking sick to death of seeing my fucking close mates have to step away. It's too much. They're having to take time off work because they haven't figured out how to get high quality strength training into their week as a non-negotiable. The whole point of this video is me teaching you that you need a lot less than you think. However, the caveat to this is the things that you are doing need to be such high quality. Now, I'm not saying you need to jump on my program and fucking have me grilling you every time you train. I'm trying to teach you this stuff as well. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you appreciate it. If you think that's fucking going to be useful to you, like the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, so 5 sets. What that actually looks like in the real world is, let's say for example, your knees are fucked from jiu-jitsu, right? You probably want to prioritize your knees, yeah? So you need to make sure the 5 sets around your knees are very high quality, right? And I keep saying the word quality, I mean standards. What I mean by this is you have to choose the best exercises for the development of the strength of those muscles and joints. You cannot get away with picking a kettlebell up in the garden, throwing it around for a bit and expecting that to develop your strength. Like a kettlebell, you know, it'll make you feel all right. It'll make you feel like you've worked out or exercised. But again, you don't get that luxury doing bodyweight training. You have to be doing the best possible things in the best possible manner to actually develop your strength in 5 sets. So I'm going to go into each of them now. The first thing, the most important thing, is intensity. A lot of people think they train hard, right? And if they did train hard, you would see that. You would see the muscle mass that is on their body as a result of their hard work, right? And what I mean by training hard, I'm going to layer this a few different ways, and I'm going to say it from my own experience. First and foremost, when you step into a gym and you see people with no emotion on their face, just going la-di-da-di-da, barely breaking a sweat, barely pulling any frowning or anything like that, they are not training to the required intensity. They are getting 0 results from their training. Now, this might be you, right? Hopefully it's not, and surely by the end of this video, it will not be for the rest of your life, right? So intensity is really important. I'm going to give you a few extra layers to this. Your first rep in the gym should feel like most other people's last rep in the gym. Now, I want you to really think about that. The first rep you take off any weight on any given exercise, I want you to be thinking, making sure, I want you to be a little bit scared because it's heavy, right? And I want you to be thinking, getting 6 reps is going to be a struggle. However, when you get to 6 reps, I want you to push for as many more as you possibly can. 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to go till failure, because if you don't go to failure, or as close to failure as safely possible, you are not going to develop your strength. And this is a place that not many men are willing to go. And I can say that from experience. I have been to about 5 different gyms in the past couple of months, and it's always the same. It's very rarely you see people training to a really high intensity. And even the people that do get like mucky looks in the gym because they're willing to go and they're willing to really work hard. Now, you can easily say this is staying comfortable, right? And there is a tiny, tiny little bit of benefit to doing a normal set like this. This is just a warm-up set. You see, most people in the gym are just doing warm-up sets. And what it does is fills the muscles with blood, gives them a little sensation of, oh, these muscles are now looser. Okay, great. That should be your warm-up set. Absolutely do warm-up sets. But when it's time to work, you better be willing to put your life on the line to lift as much weight as possible. Because every single set you give that much effort, you should be fucking proud of yourself. You're willing to develop yourself to such a high standard, right? So hopefully I've layered intensity really well, right? And I'm gonna say one more point on this. When you get to 10 reps on an exercise, the intensity needs to come from heavy weight lifted. It can't come from speed of repetition or as many reps as possible completed. It has to come from heavy weight lifted, because that's the only way we're going to develop our muscles and joints to the extent that counteracts the jiu-jitsu, right? I need to really harp at this point on, because I just don't see it enough. I don't see it enough in the gym to fill me with the confidence that I can just, like, literally just glaze over this a little bit. Like, I need to go in a little bit of detail with intensity. It's the most important one, genuinely the most important one, right? Next thing is exercise selection. So you have to choose the exercises that are going to develop your strength really well. There's no other way around it. You've got to think, what exercises are going to develop my strength as effectively as possible? And then another layer deeper than that is, well, what exercises do the strongest people in the world do? There's no way around this. There's no way around the development of the strength of your muscles and joints. What are the strongest people in the world doing? Do them exercises. However, as you're getting on a bit, and if you've been doing jiu-jitsu, your body's starting to feel a bit weird. You probably can't do a full knee bend squat and all that stuff. That's fine. This is the only rule where you can make the variation of an exercise. If you cannot do a full range of motion, top tier strength exercise, then just make sure that you do a variation of that exercise. I'm going to give you examples in a sec. So don't avoid it completely. Like, I've known hundreds of people that have sore knees that avoid the training of their legs. And it's the complete opposite of what you should be doing. You should be finding a way to get full knee bend and start your journey on those paths of the development of your muscles and strengths that surround muscles and joints that surround the knee. Or, as I say, all it takes is 5 sets, and 5 sets is 16 or 17 minutes, right? So intensity, exercise selection, that is it, right? And I'm going to give you 2 workouts now. So if you said to me, right, all right, I get it, I understand it, I'm excited, I'm fucking glad, right? But I'm going to give you 2 full body workouts, because most people that do jiu-jitsu do 3 to 5 sessions per week, right? And when you start creeping up to that 5 session mark, that's when the body starts to feel, oh, my elbows, oh, my knees, my lower back. The off the mat work is building your armor. You wouldn't see a gladiator going to the Colosseum without armor. Their bodies would get absolutely destroyed by the fight. So many grapplers are willing to put themselves through that, right? And hopefully not you. And like, as I say, this is what I post about all the time. So if you do enjoy it, definitely stick around, subscribe to the channel. Right, full body 1. You got 2 full body workouts, right? And you're probably thinking, fucking hell, I'm training my full body twice per week. Exactly. But you're spacing it out so you can rest a lot in between, and you can still push yourself to insane levels. Remember what I was saying. You only get to benefit from this 5-set rule if your standards are insanely high. What way can you keep your standards extremely high? Is by spreading that love throughout the week. Instead of just smashing, all of these sets into one workout and it taking 90 minutes or 2 hours, spreading it out into 2 45-minute ones. Full body 1. Go in the gym, do 3 sets, right? 3 sets of a squat variation. do a squat variation and find a squat variation that allows you to do full knee bend. Now you can do this on the Smith machine, creep your feet a bit further forward, so it allows your hips to sit deeply into the pocket, full knee bend, or you can just elevate your heels, do a normal squat. You could do a front squat with your hands crossed over like this. But remember what I'm saying about intensity. The intent has to be there to develop your strength numbers every single week, because it's only then that you increase your capacity, which makes jiu-jitsu feel easier, right? So 3 sets of a squat variation. So the squat variation works your quads. It's a quad dominant exercise, right? After that, you're going to go into a leg extension machine. And again, all the same rules about intensity, right? Making sure that you're scared a little bit on the first rep. That is perfect, right? 2 sets of a leg extension machine. That's your 5 sets of quads for full body 1. You're going to then go into 3 sets of a flat bench press. Then you're going to do 2 sets of an incline chest press machine. Every exercise, the same high standards. And I want you to pay attention to other people in the gym and look at the intensity they're training at and pride yourself in having highest training standards. Next exercise, lat pull down, 3 sets. Vertical pulling movement works your back. The next exercise, 2 sets of a narrow horizontal pull. After that, 3 sets of lateral raises. That's a full body workout. You've just done 5 sets of quads, which is going to strengthen your knees. You've just done 5 sets of chest, which is going to strengthen your chest and your shoulders. You've done 5 sets of back, which is going to strengthen your back and your shoulders as well. Done a little bit of shoulder stuff at the end, just to finish us off. Full body 2, you fill the gaps. So full body 1, quads. Full body 2 is going to be a little bit more hamstring. So deadlift to start things off, or a deadlift variation, like a Romanian deadlift where we've got stiff knees. And then hamstring curls on a machine. So 3 sets, exactly the same format as before. 3, 2. So exercise number 2 is 2 sets. First exercise, 3 sets. Second, and you're just going to fill the gaps, right? The most injured joint in jiu-jitsu is the knees, right? So if we can do 5 sets of quads, and on our next full body session do 5 sets of hamstrings, that's building our armour of our knees, our armour of our lower body. So important, because as I say, jiu-jitsu is not going to slow down. It's not going to go, all right, you know what, we're going to start protecting your body now all of a sudden. We're going to start making your joints and muscles feel great. It's just not going to happen, is it? Like, you need to change, not the martial art. And this is one thing that I'm massive on with all of my blokes on my program. I don't want them to change how they do jiu-jitsu. I want to encourage them to be that crazy motherfucker that can just do whatever they want any day of the week, multiple times a day. But the only way you get that luxury is if you suck it up and are willing to spend 45 minutes times 2 on 2 upper body sessions, right? Going on from the full body workout, before I ventured off a little bit there, you've got the hamstring, so you've got a Romanian deadlift and a leg curl. You're going to go into shoulder press, so you've got now shoulder presses, working the shoulders. We're going to go into dips, so we're getting a little bit of a shoulder variation and chest variation as well. So you've got your 3 and the 2. You're going to then go into arms. So we've got 3 sets of bicep curls, standing barbell, and then you're going to do 2 sets of seated hammer, elbow armor, and then you're going to go into 3 sets of barbell skull crushers, and then 2 sets of rope push downs. 2 very well-rounded full body workouts, and I've explained them there. I don't need any graphics or anything, right? And just the theme, the underlying theme is that you can do a hell of a lot of, when it's high quality, you can save so much time. Like, you've got people in the gym nowadays that are spending an hour and a half, 2 hours, and most of their session is barely trying. So when you are training for jiu-jitsu to improve your longevity for jiu-jitsu, this changes. The weightlifting becomes, it basically instills itself as a supporting role. Both are compulsory, Jiu-jitsu is priority number 1. Priority 1.5 is your weightlifting to allow you to continue to do this. So get yourself in the gym, remember, warm yourself up, and just make sure you have that mindset to work really hard. Do the exercises, the best exercise. It's going to take a little bit of trial and error for you to find the best exercises that work your muscles and joints really well. For example, you might not have access to a Smith machine to do a back squat. You might find that front squats are better. You might find that heels elevated works really well. You might have to adjust the height elevation of the heel. And you're going to get people that go, oh, why are you doing that? Why don't you just develop your flexibility? Shut up, mate. You're using a squat to develop the strength of your knees. We couldn't give a fuck about our ankle mobility. Yeah, okay, we can develop that at home. But we're in the gym, we're locking in. We're willing to train to an intensity not many people are willing to go to. So, yeah, main takeaway from this video is you can get a hell of a lot more results with a lot less time than you actually realise. And this is not an option, this is not like a luxury. Like, it's not a nice to have. This is a non-negotiable part of jiu-jitsu. It's just not many people are doing it. And, you know, the main reason is time. I've just solved that time burden for you because you're now going to do it in a way that gets you in and out the gym in 45 minutes. You've got no excuses now, boys.